Okay, I want to jump right into the data we have here because this 1978 study by Brickman it's pretty jarring.
Really is.
They took major lottery winners and compared them to accident victims, people who'd suffered catastrophic paralysis. You'd think their happiness levels would be polar opposites.
Right, you'd expect absolute euphoria versus just, well, total devastation. But that's not what the data showed at all.
Not even close.
After a surprisingly short time, the lottery winners weren't really any happier than a control group. And what's more, they actually got less pleasure from everyday things.
Things like breakfast or watching TV.
Exactly. It's this contrast effect.
Yeah.
Winning the lottery is such a massive peak experience that, everything else just feels kind of dull afterwards.
And on the other side of that, the accident victims weren't as miserable as you'd predict. They adapted. This is really the foundation of the psychological immune system, isn't it?
It is. We all have this kind of baseline, a set point for happiness. Good things push us up, bad things pull us down, but we almost always drift back to the middle.
And that's the hedonic treadmill.
That's the treadmill. And, it sounds a little bleak, like you're just running in place.
Yeah, that you can't make any real progress.
But it's actually a vital evolutionary feature. I mean, think about it. If our ancestors found a berry bush and felt permanently happy, they'd just sit there.
Until they starved or got eaten by something.
Precisely. Evolution needed us to stay a little dissatisfied. It's what keeps us striving, moving, and surviving. The brain is designed to reset.
Which brings us to the neurobiology of this, the whole dopamine trap. I think most people, myself included sometimes, get dopamine wrong.
Oh, absolutely. It's probably the
Yeah.
biggest misconception in pop psychology. We think of it as the pleasure molecule.
But it's not, is it? It's more about the craving, the
Yeah.
pursuit.
Exactly. You have to separate wanting from liking. They're
Yeah.
two totally different neural systems. Wanting is dopamine. It's the drive, the hunt, incentive.
And liking is the actual enjoyment.
That's the opioid system. That's the pleasure. And here's the problem. Our wanting system is way stronger and much harder to turn off than our liking system.
So we're basically hardwired to be better at chasing things than at enjoying them once we have them?
We are. And it gets worse because of something called reward prediction error. Dopamine spikes when a reward is unexpected. Once that new car is in your driveway, the reward is predicted. It's just there.
So the dopamine fades, the new car just becomes the car.
And the thrill is gone.
This leads perfectly into what Tal Ben-Shahar calls the arrival fallacy, the idea that once I get that promotion or that house, then I'll be happy.
And the Michael Phelps story is such a perfect, if tragic, example of this. They call it gold medal syndrome.
He dedicated his entire life to one single moment. He gets the gold medal, achieves objective perfection, and then just falls into a severe depression.
Because the goal was achieved, but his internal self was the same. The external win didn't fix the internal reality.
Okay, so if this treadmill is basically biological law, how do we get off? Or at least, how do we slow it down?
Well, the research points to something called the Hedonic Adaptation Prevention Model, the HAP model. You can't stop it, but you can slow it down with two things: variety and appreciation.
Variety makes sense. Adaptation loves routine.
Right. If you take that new car on the same commute every single day, it becomes invisible. You have to vary the experience to keep the liking alive. Take a different route. Go on a road trip.
And appreciation. The material here mentions a Stoic technique, premeditatio malorum. It sounds a bit grim.
It does. It's negative visualization.
Yeah.
It sounds completely backward. Why would you imagine losing everything you love?
To make you appreciate it more when you realize you still have it.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's the fastest way to reset your reference point. You vividly imagine losing your health or your job. Then you open your eyes and realize you still have them. It feels like a massive gain, not just your boring old baseline.
You're tricking your brain into feeling like it just won back everything it already possesses.
It shatters the curse of familiarity. And the last piece is about the kind of goals we pursue. Extrinsic goals, money, status, they're incredibly easy to adapt to.
You get used to them almost instantly.
But intrinsic goals, things like learning a skill or deepening a relationship, they provide a constant stream of novelty. You never really finish them.
So the dopamine doesn't just flatline. Okay, so the big reframe here isn't that the treadmill is broken. It's that it's working exactly as intended.
It's not a glitch, it's an engine. It's designed to keep us moving.
So the goal shouldn't be to stop running, but to find joy in the running itself.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. Which leaves you with a final thought. If this dissatisfaction we all feel is a biological default designed to fuel action, what happens if you stop treating your lack of permanent happiness as some kind of personal failure? And instead, you start using that restlessness as your fuel.